各位弟兄姐妹，大家午安。好，今天这是我们最后的一堂，我们3天最后的一堂。这个一般我们说好戏都是压轴在最后，好酒成瓮底。好，所以如果 miss 掉这个最后一堂呢，其实是 miss 掉这个最好的福分哈。那我们能够来到我们当中的，我们都很感谢主，我们能够坚持到这最后的时候。那我们这3天我们看了很多讲员带着我们从一开始整体的介绍后现代一些新的宣教趋势然后带我们看各种不同的职堂的策略还有方式不管是拓荒者或者是你是营商宣教等等，然后他也很清楚的带我们来看在这些不同形式里面，我们又可以有不同的怎么样的一个变化。好，特别在营商宣教里面也讲到各种不同的形式。那之后我们也有他带我们看如何用口述用说故事的方式来看圣经的整体的一个福音以及一个神救恩的计划。好，这个口传天下也让我们从当中学到怎么样用这样的一个角度来看上帝的一个宏大的一个叙事。那今天早上我们也学到融入与羞愧，以及如何我们过去一直可能是从一个比较 legal 的角度，然后可以怎么样有不同的角度来看整个的神的救恩以及这个圣经的启示。那我们这3天当中，我想各位应该都跟我一样有很多的领受。好，那当然最重要的是我们在这边听了之后，我们要怎么样应用在我们自己的生活以及我们的服事也就是我们当我们离开这里，我们出去了以后，我们的生活或我们的侍奉，甚至我们的神学角度，我们看圣经的观点，会不会有一些不一样？好，对我们会带来一些 impact， 一些影响。好，让我们的侍奉能够更有果效，更能够被神使用，也成为别人的祝福。好，那我们很高兴，我们就继续请Dr. Thomas Steffen 跟邱老师为我们继续进行我们今天下午的最后2堂的这个讲座。我们欢迎 Dr. Steffen。
Okay, ready for the afternoon.
好，我们最后一天的下午
I had some of the famous CES coffee, so I'm awake now.
我刚才喝了周老师给的华神咖啡，所以现在非常精力充沛。
This afternoon, we want to look at some of the future trends in missions.
我们下午这堂呢，我们要讲到未来宣教的未来的一些角色
There are a lot of trends going on, and I'll not be able to cover all of them, but I'll try to hit some of the main points that are happening out there.
当然有这个趋势，现在是有很多样很多个方向，我不可能全部涵盖，但是我就讲几个重要的部分。
One of the first ones we'll look at is unreached people groups. They call it UPGs.
当然第一个就是我们常常听见的未得之民UPG。
And this came out just this year, talking about the remaining tasks and missions.
那这张图是最新出来的，就是还没有完成的工作宣教的使命。
So the strong orange refers to evangelicals, and then the lighter orange refers to other Christians.
这边这个比较深的这个橘色的这个部分呢，是就是福音派的基督徒。那黄色的部分是广义的所有的基督徒。
Then the light green refers back to the cultural near non-believers, so non-Christians that live close to you, these people here.
那绿色的部分呢，是指的就是说还没有信主的人，他在他所处的环境有多少基督徒有可能可以跟他分享福音的。
And then the lighter blue, those are the very culturally distant people, non-believers in various unreached people groups.
那蓝色的部分呢，指的是 在文化上面，离我们基督教的文化差距更远的大概所占的比例。
And then the darker blue, that's where the most unreached people groups are. Less than 1% of their group is a Christian.
那就是最深蓝的，就是讲的就是在他们这个语言族群里面，他当中呢不到1%的基督徒。换句话说，他一辈子很不容易遇到一个基督徒可以跟他分享福音。
So according then to the Joshua Project, the green we have significantly reached over 3,258 different people groups have already been reached.
根据约书亚计划上面的统计就是主要的已经差不多都得着的族群呢占全部的族群当中大概有3258个语言有一族群。
And then the lighter green partially reached 3,798 different people groups. Excuse me.
那有已经部分得着的大概有3798个族群。
Then superficially reached 1,687 peoples.
这个是说大概表面上看起来有得着的大概有1687个族群。
And then minimally reached 1,106.
然后这个是很低限度的得着的1106个族群。
And then unreached 6,738.
那所谓完全的未得的，这个包括6738个族群。
So if you add the last two groups together, we're around 8,000 that we still have to do some significant work with to get the gospel there and get churches started.
所以如果我们考虑这两块的话，大概还有8000多个族群，8000个族群左右，还需要我们很大的努力才能够有突破。
So we have to rely on the Chinese to do this because they have the numbers.
所以华人人口众多，所以剩下的8000个我们应该是责无旁贷了。
So welcome to the job.
所以欢迎加入宣教的行列。
Let's look at Bible translations.
我们来看这个圣经翻译的统计。
So this is October 2019, so it's pretty recent.
那这是2019年的10月，所以才上个月的最新出炉的。
So 698, which would include the Ifugao, have now a complete Bible.
那当中有全本圣经的有698个那当中也包含伊夫高这个族群。
1,548 will have the complete New Testament.
那1548个它是有这个新约的圣经。
And then another 1,138 will have at least portions of the various parts of the scriptures.
所以1138种呢是拥有部分的书卷或者是只有一些圣经的故事。
Looking at the other side of the equation then, almost 4,000 languages have no scripture. 那
如果稍微把它加总一下，大概还有4000多个族群是完全没有神的话。
And 707 languages have at least something started.
那有707种是至少有人开始在努力在翻译。
And another 1,147 languages that are not vital, so they don't plan to translate because they can use other languages around them.
那有1147种，那他那个语言已经快要濒临绝种，那他们都在用邻近的语言，所以也不打算进行翻译了。
So we need 2,115 new Bible translators, new Chinese Bible translators, so we can get this job done.
那剩下的2115种，我们需要华人的基督徒来参与来做这个圣经的翻译。
So that gives us a little background where we are right now at the moment, where the job is and what has to be done.
所以那这个就是我们目前普世宣教的现况让大家有一个概念。
One of the trends we see is there's been a major shift in Christianity.
那么同时另外一方面就是基督教的重心也在转移。
So if we go back to the 1800s, 99% of all Christians were basically in Europe or North America.
1800年的时候，差不多全球将近99%的基督徒都是住在北美或者是欧洲。
That leaves only 1% in the rest of the world. That's not very good.
对，那其他亚洲、非洲、拉丁美洲全部加起来才1%。
Advance ahead 1 century.
在快转在经过一个世纪之后
，it only drops 9%.
那么只有减低9%，换句话说，90%也都还是在欧美。
In 1979, then that's where they kind of equaled out. The North and the South, the East and the West, basically 50-50.
到1979年算是一个转捩点，差不多南半球跟北半球的基督徒或者东半球跟西半球的基督徒差不多一半一半。
And so in 2018, then in Europe and North America, only 23%, and the rest 77%.
2018年就有很大的转变，现在在欧美基督徒占全球的基督徒总数只有23%，剩下77%是分布在亚非拉美这些地区。
So Christianity is headed south and east.
所以很明显的，基督教重心已经往东移，往南移。
And that'll give you a little perspective of what it looks like in 2020. 50% right there.
Yeah, 所以如果我们来看这个趋势的话，就是多数世界、主体世界、亚非拉美的这些基督徒，他们的增长的比率会慢慢往更提升大概就是这样的趋势。
Some of the shifts that are going on now that we see happening is from Latin America, and they're going into the Mediterranean area. Spain, a lot of them go there to study for missions, but then they go all over the Mediterranean, North Africa, and then into the European side as well.
那有一个极大的趋势是在拉丁美洲那边的基督徒。他们开始把福音带向北非、欧洲、地中海的沿岸这些国家。
Comibam is one of those big agencies or groups, I should say.
Yeah, 那么拉丁美洲他们有一个很重要的联合的机构叫做 Comibam。
Yeah. Another thing we see, which is very interesting, is before Europe went to Africa to take the gospel. Now Africa is going to Europe to take the gospel because it got lost over time.
那么以前是欧洲的白人把福音带去黑暗大陆非洲，现在这个趋势刚好相反，现在有很多非洲的基督徒把福音带回欧洲，因为欧洲的好像失落了他们的基督教的根。
And we see then from Asia, they're going all over the place. Back, a lot of them in the Saudi Arabia and that part of the world, the Middle East, a lot of them headed that direction.
那有很多的亚洲的这边的基督徒，包括菲律宾的、印尼的，开始往中东那边去往西传。
And then the last slide we have is this is back to Jerusalem movement headed towards Jerusalem from China.
那还有中国的基督徒往西传，就是回归耶路撒冷运动，或者现在一带一路的这个路上。
A lot of great dedication, but they had to learn things the hard way. That you actually need money to be there, and there's loneliness and that type of thing. But they're learning how to do that, so they're catching up.
那么这个过去几十年，中国教会拆出去的宣教士伤亡率非常的高， 他们有这个寂寞的问题，还有这个跨文化的福音沟通的问题啊，几乎将近铩羽而归啊，几乎全军覆没。但是他们在这个过程当中也不断的在学习，那所以还前仆后继的继续有人起来。
I think as an outsider looking at that, I'd have one warning.
那我从一个外来者的角色，我有一个小小的一个警告或者提醒。
You recall the chart we had, the West started with colonialism and then went to interdependence and then went to, independence and then interdependence.
所以我之前讲过，这个在殖民时代的时候，那种3个阶段，一个是依赖，第二个是要独立，第3个阶段是彼此信赖。
Sometimes there can be that kind of colonialism still today, where we will be the first to go where.
那今天有时候我们还会有这个类似的这种英雄主义的情怀，说我是第一个到那里的，或者说我们是福音的最后一棒，这样子的说法。
So I hope we can learn from our first Europeans that were very colonial, that we don't repeat that aspect of missions.
我希望我们当然不要再重蹈覆辙哈，重蹈这个早期欧洲宣教士那个殖民主义，还有就是有点看不起对这个宣教地的这种情怀。
So another thing we see out there today is that the missionary force, the numbers have basically plateaued.
另外一个趋势我们看到就是所谓的这个传统型的宣教士差派，好像它已经到达一个饱和的状态，一个好像就平了，不再往上升了。
So in 18 years, we've only increased 20,000, and that would never keep up with the population growth of the world.
所以过去18年，其实才增长了2万名，才差派2万名基督徒宣教士。那这个跟人口的自然增长是远远赶不上的。
I think that's where our business as missions come in. A lot of those are not counted because they're not formally a missionary. But that would, if we knew the numbers there, that the Great Commission companies that are out there, that would definitely increase the numbers. And that's the laity movement that may save us.
那当然，这个所谓的44万名宣教士，有很多并不包含这些营商宣教的代职的这种，因为它没有被计算在传统的宣教士的数目里面。那这个其实是释放很大的这个平信徒的能量，也许未来的宣教趋势还很大一部分要靠他们。
So a question for the group today is, how many of you have gone on a short-term missions trip?
我们当中有多少人曾经参与过短宣的？好不好？举一下手。
Wow, see? Yeah. That's a pretty good percentage.
请放下，对，是相当高的比例。
I think another trend we'll continue to see is that short-term missions will continue to mature in knowing what to do and how to do it, and will also continue to multiply.
所以这个短宣的这样子的运动，它还会更加的成熟，也就是说，他们会知道应当要怎么样参与短宣，要怎么样让这个短宣可以做对的事情，而且它数目上面还会再倍增。
If a lot of short-termers go out, that costs a lot of money.
那其实短宣是很花钱的。
And what has happened over the last decade or so, that funding now for long-term missionaries, this at least from the West side, has slowly dried up.
那至少在西方已经有这个趋势了，就是那些对长宣的宣教士的支持，逐渐在衰退。
So we don't want to stop short-termers, but we also recognize there's an issue involved financially because it costs a lot of money to send 10 to 20 people of your church to somewhere.
当然我们不希望就说要阻止人家去参与短宣，可是短宣一次出团20几个人， 好比说，那其实它的这个来回的机票还有花费，其实是相当可观的。
So in the Facilitator Era, there's a chapter that looks at the strengths and the weaknesses of short-term missions.
所以在我的书《大使命公司》里面有一章，就是专门在讨论短宣队说它所带来的这个优缺点。
And I'm speaking particularly now from the Western side of it, and maybe Asian side of it as well, and maybe global side. I'm not sure. We'll find out. But the funding system for missions is going to have to change.
那我现在讲的主要是从我美国这边西方的这个所获得的统计数据我不知道其他地方怎么样，也许也类似，就是这个怎么样去支持宣教士，那个资金怎么样去这个运用出来，这个可能方式上面也会有一些转变。
Latin American missionaries face this, where they go over and they're given finances to get there, and monthly support starts, but then after a year or so, it tapers off, and now now what do we do?
那这个已经发生在这个南美洲的宣教士那巴西现在是第2名差派宣教士的，当他们通常去到工厂以后。教会大概还会支持他们1-2年，然后这个 support 就会慢慢递减。那他们在工厂上就会面临生存问题，说那接下来我们怎么办
？I think BAM is going to be not the only means, but a significant means to help fund missions in the next 10 to 20, 30 years.
所以我相信在未来的10年、20年。营商宣教会成为一个很重要的一个支持宣教的经济来源。
And as we looked at from the Western perspective, they're moving very fast from a pioneer into a facilitator role.
那至少在西方，我看到的趋势就是这种拓荒型的宣教士的角色越来越少，越来越转向协动者的这种角色。
There'll still be Westerners that will do pioneer roles, but they'll be less and less as we go.
西方的宣教士还是会有少部分人在做拓荒型的工作，但是这个数字的确是一直在递减了。
It's an urban world out there.
然后再来就是都市化。
And here's the percentages broken down over from 1980 to 2050.
那这个。统计数字这个图表呢，就是从1980到一直到2050年，都市人口的增长跟变化。
So in 1980 we're going from 39% to 2015 to 54%. So it broke the 50-50.
所以你看1980年的时候，就是深色的那个是住在都市的人口39%，2015年已经超过一半了那2050年那就更多了。
So as was said one of our speakers earlier, that it becomes more complex now in the urban setting because now you have mixtures of various cultures.
那么就像上午有老师回应的，现在因为全球化跟人口移动。所以文化也不是那么容易简单的定义。
So by 2050, they're expecting to be 66% of the world will be living in urban settings of some nature.
到2050年的时候，根据统计，大概会有将近66%的人是住在都市里头。
Which says what? In our selection of missionaries, we're going to have to be can they work in an urban environment and train for that particular area?
那所以我们在筛选宣教士的时候，我们就变成要筛选那些可以在都市这种生态当中生存侍奉的人。
But never forget, there's always connections between the rural and the urban.
可是那个乡村跟都市当中，它总是还有一个纽带一直是联系着。
So our mission strategy should be how do we use our urban people to reach the rural people and the rural people to help reach some of the urban people who've moved there.
所以这个一方面我们要考虑怎么样用都市的资源来得着乡村，可是像中国，它还有很多农村的人口往都市去移动，所以农村的这个传道人怎么样去在都市里面去得着他们的乡亲或者在都市里面的人都是需要考虑。
So by 2050, they're projecting that Lagos, Nigeria, will be the biggest city in the world.
Wow.
Where's the Chinese in here? They're supposed to be in here.
哇，2050年的时候，他说这个奈及利亚的这个 Lagos， 他们的首都会成为全球人口最多的都市。北京跟上海还没有赶上。
So they're projecting 6.25 billion people living in cities.
所以会有62.5亿的人口会住在都市里头。
And 9 of the 10 most populated cities will be in the global south.
那全球最大的10个大都会，有9个都会在南半球。
That's where the action is going to be.
所以这些南半球的那个火力将来会很多的是从那边出来。
And they project 40% of Africans people will be living in slums.
那40%的非洲人是住在贫民窟里头。
Which means in the South, global South, we're going to have people who can work in slum areas and know how to work with that population.
那也就是说，将来还有一些宣教师，他们必须要懂得如何在贫民窟在那个地方传福音，在那个地方侍奉。
Has anybody read this book?
有没有人读过这本《Urban Christian》？
This was written in 1987.
这是Ray Bucky 1987年的时候写的书。
And this was a book that really challenged missions back in that era.
那这本书其实在他那个时代带来很大的震撼。
Because most missions were where? Among the rural people.
因为当时大部分的人都还是住在乡村，可是他已经预见到那个都市化的趋势。
And Dr. Bakke is looking at the world and he's seeing it. Wow, they're moving to the city. And all our missionaries are going to the rural areas. We've got to get people ministering in the cities.
所以他已经在发出一个先知性的呼喊。他说：“我们还在继续派人到乡村去吗？现在人口都反向，都移到都市里头了。”
Another major trend that we see going on is the diaspora.
那另外一个很大的一个趋势呢，就是所谓的散居的人口，流动的人口。
So this book, Refugees Diaspora, there is just out. And if you want to find out what's happening around the world, here's your good source right off the bat.
那这本书2019年 Refugee Diaspora 就是最近刚出来的就是讲到这些全球难民的问题。
So in the United States, then, it hosts the largest number of migrants globally, 45.8 million.
美国单一个国家就里面所接纳的这个外国来的移民就已经有4580万。
Their research shows that 232 million international migrants live different places around the globe.
那么
on the move.
所以全球大概有23200万的这个国际性的这个移民，为任何的有些求学，有些结婚，有些变难民等等，他工作而在那里移动
Here's one of the flows of people today that's happening. Many of them going where? Into Europe, taking the boat across. Some of them not making it, drowning, and they're washing up on the shores. But so many are moving into the European setting in some place.
那比方说像叙利亚的难民，或者是有一些北非的难民，就是拼命的要移到欧洲去。那么很多就是在地中海里面就溺毙了啊，没有办法到达他们的目的地。
And this is actually changing the countries in which they go to.
那这些大量涌入的移民，其实也改变了这些欧洲国家的面貌。
And it's impacting the politics because we say we don't want any more people like this. They're different. Can't get along with them.
那他们那些国家的那个政治的氛围也都在改变，所以我们看到欧洲很多的这个右派的就兴起，他们说我们不要这么多移民了，他跟我们不一样，造成很多社会的问题。
So there's a lot of ministries located on the coastline all the way across here, as these people are coming across from various countries.
所以你看到不管是在意大利或是德国或是瑞典，他们有很多就是专门向这些难民或是移民，然后在沿海的地区服侍他们。
Another major trend that's taking place right now is persecution is proliferating.
那另外一个趋势就是对宗教的迫害特别是对基督徒的迫害不断的发生。
We know what's happening just west of us here.
我们在我们西边的那个大国家发生的事情，我想大家都有听说。
But it's not just China; it's many other places as well.
但是不只是在中国，其实在很多在埃及，在很多地方都有这些受逼迫的基督徒。
Leila Gilbert works with the Hudson Institute. She lives in I think Jerusalem.
这位 Lily Gilbert， Lily Gilbert， 她是美国这个 Hudson Institute 的一位研究员，她住在哪里 ？Jerusalem。住在耶路撒冷。
And I want you to notice the title of the first book there: Saturday People, Sunday People.
他左边那本书叫做礼拜六的人民跟礼拜天的人民。
And that's a saying that the Muslims have, because Saturday people, you kill Jews on Saturday, and on Sunday you kill Christians.
这个，所以这是什么意思呢？因为在耶路撒冷，穆斯林在礼拜五聚会，然后犹太人在礼拜六聚会，所以他们准备礼拜六的时候杀犹太人，礼拜天的时候杀基督徒。
That's one of their models.
这个是他们其中的一种模式。
In so many countries in the Middle East, there, Iraq and Iran and all those different ones, Egypt, are pushing the Christians out who have been there for centuries, but now they're having to leave.
那其实，在所谓的亚洲东方教会，在伊拉克在这个埃及，已经在那里几千年了。可是这些穆斯林就越发的暴力的对待他们，要把他们全部赶出他们的国土。
We were able to Skype her in from Jerusalem to talk to the class one time.
有一次我们上课的时候就跟这个Leila Gilbert 就用 Skype 来访问她。
This is one of the sad ones, at least for me, because we know who these people are.
那这对夫妻呢，跟我们很熟，所以他们也是新部落差会的。
So Martin and Gracia Burnham. Martin was a pilot flying on the island of Palawan, actually.
那这位先生呢，他其实是一个飞行员在我们的差会里面，有一次从这个巴拉望岛的南边要往南飞的时候被绑架。
And so they were celebrating their anniversary having a little vacation down on one of the islands in the southern part of Palawan.
当时他们全家是要去帕拉湾南边的一个度假村那边去庆祝他们的结婚纪念日。
And that evening, Abu Sayyaf showed up and took a number of them they kidnapped them.
那时候这个南岛的这个恐怖组织叫阿布沙耶夫，就绑架了他们这两夫妻，还有其他的一些华人啊、观光客等等。
And for the next year, they would be running through the jungle from one island to the next island to the next island.
那所以在接下来的那个跟这个绑匪就带着他们从一个岛逃到另外一个岛，因为政府军要追他们，所以他们就到丛林里面去，一直换地方。
The Filipino army was chasing them around and trying to get them released.
那菲律宾的这个军队呢，就一直追索这些绑匪，然后所以这些绑匪就带着这人质就一路逃啊。
And there was a number of firefights and between the soldiers and Abu Sayyaf, and the last firefight that was there, the Philippine military came in and just started spraying with Armalite, and Martin Burnham was shot and killed, and Gracia was shot in the leg, but survived.
那后来这个政府军一直追那个绑匪，追到一个山区的时候，政府军就开机关枪，这样一直就是盲目的这样扫射，结果这个 Martin Burnham 这位宣教士飞行员是被政府军的子弹打死了，然后这个他的太太 Gracia 是大腿被射伤，但是后来活下来。
And so she wrote this book then in the presence of mine enemies, and that tells the whole story of that year they were chased around the jungle and what happened through that time period.
那后来这个 Gracia 就写了一本书，叫做《在我敌人面前》他就是在记录他那几年跟着被绑匪这样带着一个山区到另外一个山区的这个历程。
And one of the lines that she said, "I wasn't called to be a missionary."
那书里面有一段话说，我没有蒙召做宣教士。
I wasn't called to the Philippines.
我也没有蒙召要到菲律宾。
I was just called to follow Christ, and that's what I'm doing.
然后我只是蒙召要跟随耶稣基督，那这就是我在做的。
Yeah. So our kids grew up with him, so that's why we know him very well.
因为我的孩子们就是跟他们一起长大，所以跟他们很熟。
Another major trend we see out there is the exploitation of people, whether using them as in sexual labor or human trafficking, child labor, making soldiers out of children, all those different things. A lot of that going on, and therefore a lot of people moving into these type of ministries to address those issues.
那另外一个趋势是比方说像在东南亚或者是阿富汗，它有很多的这个人口贩卖的问题，常常都是贩卖小孩，少女被卖去从事性交易，或者是有些小孩被卖去做童工，或者是做这个少年兵。
Thailand alone deports more than 23,000 Cambodians traffic victims every year.
像泰国单一年之内，他就遣送23000个这个从柬埔寨被卖到泰国的这些各式的人口。
And most of those victims are between 18 and 24 years of age.
那这些被贩卖的人口，他们的年纪常常都是在18到24岁之间。
And 20.9 million are in some kind of forced labor.
当中有2900万的人都是被贩卖去做一些强迫的劳动。
And we thought slavery was over? No. It's alive and well in the 21st century.
所以大家以为说奴隶制度老早已经废除了其实没有，在今天到处都还有这些被贩卖为奴的这种现象。
And around a quarter of those that are working there are under the age of 18.
那很多这些被贩卖做童工的，他们都是在年纪都在18岁以下。
And I think we mentioned this yesterday, But this is where I think, how balanced are we in the Great Commission and the Great Commandment in relation to all these type of ministries that are going to have to be there? Can we do more than just help them? Can we also bring the Christianity to them? So we go beyond community development, beyond just helping them, but also introducing them to Christ.
所以这个就是我在说的这个大使命跟大诫命怎么样去平衡，就是有不少的这些机构 NGO 在当中做社区发展，希望提供帮助跟这个社会福利。可是我们有没有可能在这个同时把耶稣基督、把基督教也介绍给他们呢？
I have some friends who are Mennonite, and they told me, we have forgotten how to tell the gospel. We are good at social work, but we don't know how to evangelize anymore. We've lost that over time. And my fear is we could lose that now.
那这个是在美国的状况，那么有一些门诺会的这个弟兄姐妹，跟老师分享说，我们现在很会做社区发展，但是我们好像已经忘记了要怎么样才能够带人家信主。I think we are in the
opposite side for over here. Yeah.
我觉得我们在华人这边，我们是刚好相反，我们很少参与这个社区营造或者是这些救济这方面的反倒我们比较多是在传福音祠堂方面。
Then you can help balance us out.
希望这个东西可以合作，有点平衡。
And technology, we love it, right? My cell phones and my computers.
好，再来就是科技哈，科技所带来的这个机会跟危机了哈。
But they bring a lot of risk and rewards.
对，它有一些冒险，但是也有很多的回报。
They can take material from the U.S. and put it anywhere in the world, even if it's strong on innocent guilt. Yeah, but it doesn't resonate that well in a lot of places of the world. But they'll take it. They can do it, and they can splash it all over a country.
那么这个所谓的危机跟那个报偿，就是因为网络的科技或者各样的科技，它所谓的一些福音的产品，它可能很容易从这个美国运到其他的各国，但是这种运法它是没有处境化的，可能这个文化方面也不太搭调的，可是东西就是运过去了。好莱坞的文化也一样，就运到世界各地了。
A great trend out there is that global theology is increasing.
但是有一个好的现象是所谓的全球的神学，就是不同地方的人来贡献的神学正在增加。
So we have an American Bible teacher and a Chinese Bible interpreter. Mike, here, see.
这边就有一个这个美国来的这个圣经教师，然后旁边有一位华人的翻译，像我们现在在台上的一样。
Hello, I've come to teach you theology.
我来教你们神学。
And then oops, I skipped one. See? Oops, I'm sorry. I gave away the clue. And then the Chinese translator.
然后这个
Your turn.
我来教你们西方的神学。
Are you doing that when I'm translating? Yeah. And Western theology, what tends to do what? It answers her own questions.
所谓的西方神学，其实神学都是处境化的神学，他是在试着在回答他们自己处境的问题。
We prefer the New Testament, especially the epistles. And Ephesians and Romans are the best, the two top.
我们西方人，我们喜欢新约，尤其是保罗的书信哈，罗马书跟这个以弗所书是最伟大的。
And we love propositional logic.
我们很喜欢用这个命题式的这种逻辑式的讲论。
We have no clue that there's actually another logic called narrative logic.
我们不知道什么叫做叙事法，什么叫说圣经故事。
We don't need that because propositional logic is okay. That's all we need.
因为我们不需要，因为我们在美国，我们这样就很棒了哈。
And we're very, very individualistic. We love just kind of like we're all.
因为我们很喜欢个人主义，我们很喜欢资本主义，我们也喜欢大家都是齐头的平等。
Just call me Tom. No doctor.
OK， 就叫我 Tom 就好了，不要这个叫我 Winston， 不要叫我什么博士。
And we're very strong, of course, on innocent guilt.
我们非常强调的就是追究与清白。
And everything goes like this.
然后我们的写法、我们的书写、我们的思想都是比较线性的。
Nothing like those circular things we saw yesterday on North or Southwest China.
对，我们都不喜欢那种什么中国西南的那种画圈圈的那种东西。
See the little guy up there? Yeah. But 1990, learning about theology from where? The third world, they called it back then that day.
OK.
Yeah.
1990年的时候，有一些也算是先知吧，他就开始就已经在讲说，我们要向第三世界来学习他们的神学。
Then 16 years later, Ott and Netman would talk about, and they're both from Trinity, talked about globalizing theology, beliefs and practices in the era of world Christianity, not just Western.
那2006年的时候，这个三一神学院的 Craig Ott 还有这个 Harold Netland， 他们就开始讲到所谓的全球化的神学。也就是说，他们的信仰跟他们的宗教的表达，在这个全球基督教的一个时代。
And then Bevins is a Roman Catholic, and he talks about theology in a global perspective.
那 Bevins 他是一个天主教的神父，那他也开始写书，写这个全球视野的神学。
And we saw the African Bible commentary yesterday.
那2010年我们也看过这个非洲的圣经注释书。
So from 2010 then to 2014, we get the grassroots Asian theology.
2014年开始有这些专论出版，就是亚洲的草根神学。
Oops, I'm sorry. This is interesting because now we get renewing Christian theology, so systematics for a global Christianity.
2014年开始 Amos Young 写这个更新基督教的神学，然后从全球的视野来讨论。
In 2018, this is the EMS volume, Majority World Theologies.
2018年这个 EMS 这个刊物当中的出版就是主体世界的神学。
And then we get the Arabic Christian theology.
2019年甚至还有阿拉伯的基督徒神学。
So we're having now to look at Scripture from multiple cultural perspectives, which if we can gain what we can out of that, we can actually increase our understanding.
所以其实这些全球的视野对我们帮助我们了解整个基督教的一些全貌特别从这些非西方的国家而来的贡献。
And we talked about the Orality Movement.
我们也讲到这口传天下的运动逐渐的成熟。
Somewhere around 75% of the world likes to really go through stories and so forth.
全球大概有75%的地方，他们喜欢用口语的方式来传播，口语的方式来学习。
So symbols, rituals, drama, artwork, all those are. If we're going to reach the world, we have to know how to do this.
所以他不管是用这个符号仪式艺术的工作戏剧音乐各方面的表达越来越丰富，因为这个是主要的人口这个世界75%人都是喜欢用这样的方式来学习。
So part of our training will have to incorporate this. We have to move beyond where we are.
所以我们的神学院的训练，其实我们已经到达一个十字路口华神未来50年，应当要有一些的改变。
And then this was for the deaf.
这个是聋人的手语圣经
And so the visual Bible for a visual language. And the deaf people learn orally because they can't follow things linearly. They need to have the stories told to them and let the stories unfold as they unfold. And then they can grasp them and understand them.
如果你稍微知道聋人的世界，其实他们也是属于所谓的口语学习者，他很难处理那个抽象的东西，他一定要是一个具体的，有一棵树、沙该、爬树等等，这些是很具体的，他才能够学到。
So now they're going through like Matthew and signing each of the stories and putting them on video.
那么现在其实有一些聋人的圣经，就是把它用有配合画面，然后旁边有人用打手语的方式把这个圣经翻译出来。
So the estimate is 70 million to 300 million of deaf people around the world.
所以这个聋人的比例还不算低的，它是将近有7000万到3亿的人口是有听力障碍的有一些是天生的，有一些是老了听不见的。
And they can't just do one version because the sign language, while there are universal parts to it, differs each part of the world.
那手语也不是一个国际通用的语言，美国的手语跟日本跟台湾的手语都不一样的，它有一些共通的部分，但是有很多是不一样的。
It's also estimated that, watch this, 95% of pastors, or 2.2 million, have no formal education at all.
那我们再看这个统计，其实全世界当中那些所谓做牧者的，有95%其实是没有所谓的正规的神学训练的，将近有220万人。
So who's going to train them, and how could they be trained? They will never come here.
那怎么样训练他们？他们要怎么样才能够得到这些装备跟造就？他们大概不太可能跑到华神来注册。
So somebody's got to be able to train them in a way they can understand.
那总是要有人踏出舒适圈，用他们能够理解的方式来训练他们。
One of our graduates now, Lynn Thigpen, who worked in Colombia, coined this term, oral Bible schools.
有一个我的学生，他现在到南美洲哥伦比亚去，那他就说，我们现在开的这个圣经学校呢，叫做口语圣经学校。
So now these oral Bible schools are popping up in India and Africa and different places, and this is a way they are trying to train those 2.2 million pastors without any formal education. This is how they get educated.
那其实现在我刚说的这个220万的这些没有受过训练的牧者，其实现在有人在努力做这个口语的圣经学院，有一些在印度、在非洲、在南美洲都已经在发生。
So they'll come for 2 weeks, learn X number of stories, go back, tell those stories where they came from, come back, learn more stories, go back, and teach more stories.
所以那些人怎么受训呢？他们就是来到这个训练站，就每一次来学几个故事，回去就去讲这几个故事，下一次讲完了再回来学，再回去教。
And this is something new that's going to be coming out. I'm aware right now of 3 other books. We were working on one as well. 3 other books that are talking about oral hermeneutics.
那我们另外还有3本书正在进行，我也参与在其中，叫做 Oral Hermeneutics， 就口语的释经学。
Here you're learning textual hermeneutics.
在我们现在在华神主要都是用文本用文本的这种释经学。
So how to analyze the text, looking at the grammar, dissecting it, what do you call that? Working it out.
Parsing.
Yeah.
所以我们这个在华神可能就是教你们希腊文、希伯来文怎么样 parsing， 怎么样分析文法结构，这个叫做文本的文字型的解经。
I want you to notice the pictures here too, that oral hermeneutics is not just for rural people.
那我放了3张照片，是要让大家知道，这种口语的解经法 不是只有很落后的部落才这样用，很多的都市里面的人，他习惯用口语学习的，他对这方面也能够很有得着。
Social media has turned us all into oral people.
因为现在这个社群媒体已经把一整个世代好像都变成这个口语学习的人。
And I don't think it's going to let up.
那我想这个趋势很难逆转。
So some of the questions become, do people have to be able to analyze grammar to interpret Scripture?
那请问是不是一定要学会希腊文、希伯来文，懂得这些文法，你才有办法正确解经？
Or moving to the oral side, do people have to be able to read characters to interpret Bible stories?
那如果再 push 到更基本的，是不是他一定要认得中文字，他才有办法了解圣经？
As one African said, "You Westerners read books, we read people."
那像有一个非洲的弟兄就跟我说，你们西方人都喜欢读书，可是我们非洲人，我们喜欢读人。
Yeah, I'm going to skip ahead here a little bit since we kept just one. And closely tied to oral hermeneutics will lead us to a different theology beyond biblical theology, beyond natural theology, beyond systematic theology, beyond, did I miss any? Whatever.
Historical.
Oh, historical, that's the one. Yeah, thank you.
那其实这些我跟大家分享这个都就是在挑战我们现在神学院的一切的课程设计。我们的课程设计，圣经神学、系统神学、历史神学。那我们怎么样面对这样的一个这个未得的世界？还有没有别的神学？有没有漏掉？我不知道。
Can we learn to use Bible characters to teach theology, to teach morals and ethics?
我们可不可以用人物或是这些角色，就是用这些人物跟角色，用故事来教导伦理学，来教导教义？
It's interesting. If you go Romans 4, for example, justification by faith, right?
比方说，罗马书的第4章，他在讲因信称义嘛，对不对？
And how did Paul define that?
那请问保罗是怎么样解释因信称义的？
He defined it through the life of Abraham and through the life of David.
他怎么样定义？他是借着讲亚伯拉罕的故事，亚伯拉罕还有大卫的故事。
That's character theology. Personalities precede propositions.
那这个就是我称为的这个角色神学，或者叫人物神学。那这里面的人物是行在你的这个命题这个写论文的命题是之先的。
And that is because God revealed His character through characters.
那这个，所以简单的说，上帝把他自己的属性，他自己的个性，通过这些人物，通过这些角色而彰显出来。
Why? Because the face of God is drawn through Bible characters. We want to see God, look at the characters.
这个为什么我们这样说呢？因为这句话很精简的呢，把它做一个总结，就是上帝的脸到底长什么样子？上帝的脸就是由历史当中的圣经人物他们的性格、他们的故事所描绘出来的。
Good job.
谢谢。